Hello, vinyl community. It's Bill here again. It's been a little while since I've done a video. I think all these Christmas and holiday preparations, I've been a bit distracted. But I'm back today and I'm going to do a video and a slight challenge, should you accept it. But I was wondering how you got recommendations for building your collection. Was it the recommendations from a big brother or a very good school friend, or from something like this, a book, or the music press? But have you ever got your recommendations from the Royal Mail and stamps? I'm going to show you, this is a presentation pack with, I think, 10 stamps on it. And it's got a nice booklet as well. And the back essay is about hypnosis. But this set was released, if that's the right word, on, I think, the 7th of January 2010. And was entitled Classic Album Covers. So one of my side hobbies, not the same level as record collecting, but is collecting stamps. And yeah, there's a set with Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon. And yeah, there's some Elvis in there as well, and I think some John Lennon or the Beatles, but we'll come back to them in turn. So my challenge is for anyone who has other stamps or postage stamps that have maybe inspired them to choose a record that they maybe wouldn't have chosen, or it might be stamps that reflect an artist or a band that they're particularly interested in. If I can't get to a vinyl market, sometimes go to antique fairs, and they often have a stamp stand and I look through there to specifically collect things related to music. So it could be classical composers. So yeah, there's been lots of stamps of Beethoven, Bach, and Mozart. Was Mozart the first bootlegger? Because he went into the Vatican, to the Sistine Chapel, and he listened to Allegri's Miserere, and it was closely guarded by the Pope and the Catholic Church. And I think it was only performed once a year, and maybe slightly more than that. But Mozart visited Rome. He attended a concert where he heard that wonderful classical piece, and he went home and he was able to write the score note for note from what he'd heard. What a brain that man Wolfgang had. So I think he kind of bootlegged Allegri's Miserere and was able to play it. I don't know if he had a choir that could do all the high notes, etc. But yeah. So yeah, slight digression there, but I hope you'll find this an interesting video. And if you want to do a response showing some stamps of your favorite bands or artists or LPs, I'd be intrigued to see what we come up with. Across the world, the States, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, Europe, further afield, and see what we come up with. So I started off with showing this collection. So I don't have everything that's on here. I don't have the Division Bell, and I don't have Blur's Park Life, but I love the album, really great tracks. And I don't have this one by New Order, which is Power, Corruption and Lies. But great write-ups and yeah, classic album covers. So I've bought Coldplay's A Rush of Blood to the Head, which has the great Clocks and title track and The Scientist as well, all good tracks. This one is a freebie from a certain newspaper, but is of Mike Oldfield's Tubular Bells. Also on that set was fantastic, eclectic collection of songs by The Clash on London's Calling. So iconic sleeve that as well, as is Primal Scream's Screamadelica, sorry. And yeah, very pill-induced artwork there, I think. Just fantastic what you can do with some brightly colored paint. And then I mentioned Hypnosis before, and on that CD collection, or on that collection of stamps, we had Wish You Were Here. Also, classic album, Led Zeppelin 4 or Runes. And I think I've said before that I looked at this album several times in the shops, probably for more than a year, without realizing who the band were and how great an album this is. And we also had the one with the cake by Delia Smith, director of Norwich Football Club, and the Stones classic Let It Bleed. So it's got the cover of Love in Vain, Midnight Rambler, Give Me Shelter, You Got the Silver, Monkey Man, Country Honk, country version of Honky Tonk Women. And going back to choirs, you can't always get what you want with a choir put to good use in that particular track. So yeah, classic album, Let It Bleed. And also on that set of 10 stamps, we have Ziggy Stardust by David Bowie and the Spiders from Mars. Great concept album, 5 years. It's got Starman from that classic Top of the Pops appearance, and Suffragette City and Rock and Roll Suicide, Moon Age Daydream. Just fantastic collection of fantastic songs. I'm using the F word again. Now, not only does the Royal Mail in the UK issue stamps with rock stars on it, the Austrian Postal Service issued 4 stamps in, I think, the early 2000s with 4 members of the Rolling Stones on them. So it was live stills from a live concert that were the inspiration for the stamps. So yeah, great live album, Get Your Yayas Out. And also another great live album, well, half the album is live, recorded at the Albert Hall, covering Under My Thumb, Fortune Teller, which has been covered by a lot of rock bands, and I've Been Loving You Too Long, the Reading Butler song, and of course, I Can't Get No Satisfaction. But yeah, great lineup of songs there with side 2 recorded live at the Albert Hall. Word of warning, there is an album called Love You Live by the Rolling Stones. Don't get it. Jagger just shouts the lyrics the whole way through. It's got quite an interesting cover by Andy Warhol, but yeah, it's not a good live album, mainly for the vocals. However, on the flip side of that, there is a fantastic mid-70s live album called Still Life, and quite a pun in the title there, recorded on one of the US tours, and has Under My Thumb and 20 Flight Rock, and yeah, some of the classic songs, and Jagger sings on that album. And then of course the stripped or totally stripped collections, they're fantastic versions of the Stones doing what they do best. Next up, there was a collection of Beatles. So you can see the Royal Mail issued those stamps in, well, I can't remember when they were issued, but yeah, they did a series on the Beatles. The Gibraltar stamps feature John Lennon, and I don't know if you can spot this. I think this is a bit off maybe. But of course, Lennon and Yoko got married in Gibraltar. And I don't know if you can see where the perforations are, but it means that if you use them as stamps, Yoko's not included. I think that's a bit mean. So let's have a look at Beatles and John Lennon albums inspired by stamps from the UK and also Gibraltar. So the Beatles ones, we have With the Beatles, got Rollover Beethoven, got Money, That's What I Want. The Lennon and McCartney include All I've Got to Do, All My Loving, Little Child, and Hold Me Tight, and I Want to Be Your Man. The stamp set also included Revolver. If you check out James Griffiths, maybe this features in his top 4 Beatles albums. The Beatles Help, which has, yeah, You're Going to Lose That Girl, Yesterday's, of course, on here, and yeah, Ticket to Ride, and Help is just a fantastic opening track. Don't need to say too much about this, but this iconic album was on that stamp set as well. And yeah, Abbey Road, fantastic album. And yeah, The End is the last thing that the Beatles ever recorded. And of course, it took a while for Let It Be to be released, but this was recorded after Let It Be. Maxwell's Silver Hammer is on this, and if you've seen the Get Back 3 documentary films, you can see the anvil with, I think, Neil Aspinall thumping it with a hammer to get the iconic, the sound of that anvil and the hammer in that Maxwell Silver Hammer track. And then, yes, we've all been getting very excited about Let It Be and the Get Back film. Wonderful film to watch, or series of films watching history being made. And yeah, it wasn't as tense a recording studio. There was no stand-up fights between anyone. George did go AWOL for a wee while, but yeah, I highly recommend you getting to view that if you don't have Disney Plus. Hopefully they'll release it on DVD soon. And then, yeah, John Lennon's Imagine. And yeah, I do have Rock and Roll and Double Fantasy as well. And then I think I did show you that this sheet of stamps with the logo for Dark Side of the Moon. So there was, here is Dark Side of the Moon. Let me see if I can find the set. So the set does have a number of albums that I don't have. My brother was the big Pink Floyd fan in our family, but yes, a nice set of stamps with Piper at the Gates of Dawn, Atom Heart Mother, Dark Side of the Moon, Wish You Were Here, Animals, and I'm not sure what that last one is, Answers on a Postcard, but that shows that the Royal Mail know a good thing and they will encourage me to buy some of these classic albums in good time. Speaking about good times, Elvis. So I have a number of Elvis stamps, forgot the word there, and this is the Sun collection. And then, as well as the Beatles and Pink Floyd, we did have a set of David Bowie album covers. So in that set we have, I think they were issued on the 14th of March 2017, not long after the great man passed away. But the stamps include one of each of these albums. So we have Let's Dance, we have Aladdin Sane, we have Black Star, we have my very first Bowie album, Hunky Dory. Just a fantastic, wonderful, wonderful album from start to finish, from changes to the Bewley Brothers. And I love Queen Bitch as well, great up-tempo song, and Life on Mars with the piano work by Rick Wakeman. And then Heroes is also on that set as well. So that was a quick look at stamps as inspiration for building a record collection. I did notice when I was in the post office queuing up to send Christmas cards overseas that Elton John has also featured in a series of stamps. So there was presentation packs with Goodbye Yellow Brick Road included on them. So I hope you are all staying safe. I hope you enjoy the Christmas holidays, and hope that we all manage to avoid the Omicron variant and that your Christmas isn't too much spoiled by that. I hope you get to meet up with your friends and family. And I wish you all the best for 2022. It can't be any worse than the last two. So let's hope we get a good one. And I'll be back with some more videos before too long. Sorry for the gap. Bye just now.